What's going on, everybody? Welcome in Red, White, and Bills. This is the pregame show. Thank you all for tuning in. We got an absolutely massive game Monday night. Monday Night Football. New England Patriots come into Buffalo for a division matchup. And this is definitely the biggest game of the whole year. I mean, think about it. Patriots are starting at 8-4. We're at 7-4. A huge, long rivalry. Everyone thinks the Patriots are done after last year. Now they're back in the thick of things. This is huge playoff implications. Right now, New England's sitting at the 2 seed behind Baltimore. We're at the 6, I believe. But with this, if we win this game, we're back in the 2 or in the 3 because Tennessee has a tiebreaker with us, and the division title is back in our grasp. And the season didn't start how we wanted it to, but that does not mean that it can't end the way we want it to. So, absolutely massive game coming up. As fans, I mean, think about it. This is what rivalry truly is. Two teams battling gritty, tough, in this case, football, for the title. I mean, what more can you ask for as a fan? New England Patriots, Buffalo Bills. If you're at any other team watching on Monday night and you're not a Bills or a Patriots fan, you're still like, wow, this is a huge game. And I'm super excited about it. It's always nice it was nice last year to beat the Patriots twice, but I think it's even more exciting now that they're playing at a top level, 6-game win streak, led by a rookie quarterback, and now it's fight time. Basically playoffs start Monday. So getting into it, I'm gonna name off some Patriots players who I think are game changers, who I think are people we need to keep an eye out on for, and who we need to really, really minimize their impact of the game for. Starting off with Matt Judon. A lot, what can't you say about Matt Judon? He was great in Baltimore, and he came alive in New England. He's got 13 sacks, 55 total pressures. Like, this guy is an absolute animal. I think he's second in sacks in the league behind Myles Garrett with 14. But this guy's an absolute beast. The defense, they free up one-on-ones for him, and he wins them a lot. So he's going to be going against our rookie right tackle, Spencer Brown. And, I'm a little nervous about that because, he is a rookie and he hasn't fared well too much in pass protection. So a guy like Matt Judon, he's probably licking his chops. Like, I can't wait to get after this guy. And, I'm a little nervous for that. But Spencer Brown's you got to step up. This is a time where you prove who you are. And, even though you're a rookie and you're going against a great vet, this is where you prove yourself. And what a test but to go against a guy like Matt Judon. He's absolutely amazing player. He's physical. He's electric. He's fast. He's all over the place. Definitely a guy we got to key out for. J.C. Jackson, 7 interceptions, a 38.1 passer rating allowed against. That's very, very incredible. And, he's a guy where Josh Allen, is going to be mindful for, trying to see where he's at all times. And he's a game changer. He could force turnovers. He forced a fumble the other day. He's all over the place. Definitely got to watch out for him. And I say Christian Barmore, but you can also say Lawrence Guy as well. Huge D tackles, fast, quick, physical, strong, going against our interior offensive line, which has been struggling this whole year. We do get Feliciano back. He's been practicing this week, and they'll probably push Darrell Williams back into right guard. However, Feliciano was out for about 3 or 4 weeks, first game back and going against two big and fast D tackles. So this would be a huge test for our interior offensive line, and a guy like Christian Barmore and Lawrence Guy. Christian Barmore's got 33 total pressures and a sack. What I always say, people think they look at just numbers, like, oh, Christian Barmore has 1 sack or Ed Oliver has a half a sack on the year, but they do more than just. It's more than just the numbers of sack game. A D tackle can really be an enforcer in the game, really pushing the pocket, getting to the quarterback, getting pressures. Like, that's all huge. It's more than just sacks. And then moving on to Mac Jones. One thing about Mac Jones, I think he's very poised. He does everything and more that he's asked to do as a rookie, and I commend him for that. It's very incredible. Do I think he's a little bit limited as of right now? Yeah. They don't push the ball down the field too much. They stick to a healthy screen game with short pass routes. And, some people look at that as, oh, that's dinking and dunking. I think, a lot of people can do that, but he's done it efficiently, and he hasn't put the ball in harm's way too much. He's got 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So he has turned the ball over, but, the last few weeks has been very consistent, and he's done everything the Patriots have asked him to do. But against a team like Buffalo, where we our bread and butter on defense is giving you the short play so then we can make plays, so we can gain tackles, so we can be ferocious on the defense. That kind of plays into what our strength is on defense. So if we can play with no mistakes, don't get beat too much and don't miss tackles and don't blow coverages, then I think we can really throw Mac Jones off of his game and maybe force a turnover or two. Damian Harris, 643 rushing yards, 8 touchdowns. There was 2 games I will say that we struggled with the run this year, and they were against the top 2 backs in the league. One of them we didn't have Star Lutulele or Tremaine Edmonds, but these are the 2 best backs in the league. Other than them, we've done pretty well in the run game. So he's also, even though that's the case, 8 touchdowns rushing and almost 700 yards. He's very efficient. New England loves to pound the rock, so they're going to go to him early and often. Hunter Henry, 7 touchdowns, 394 yards receiving. What I liked about Hunter Henry, what I've seen in the few games I've watched in New England, he's really good at picking apart zones and getting into those spots, kind of like what Gronk does. He's not Gronk, of course, but they're very good at getting into open space and getting in between those zone coverages and creating a play. But I also think with our elite safeties and we still got Levi Wallace, we got Teron Johnson, we got our linebackers, Matt Milano and Tremaine Edmonds. I really think that we can play to that really well and minimize him in the game also. It's a very important game. I think we're the better team. I think New England's a great team. They have an elite defense just like we do. But there's a few keys I think we need to really hold up to if we want to have a good shot at winning this game. For one, what I always say, guys, you got to win up front. You got to be physical, and that's the first key for the Buffalo Bills. You have to be physical, especially at the line of scrimmage. You can't be getting bullied by the defensive line, and your defensive line cannot be getting bullied by the other offensive line. You have to start up front. And, with our offensive line hopefully being at full strength, with Feliciano coming back and Spencer Brown back at right tackle. This will be the healthiest our team has been, minus the loss of Trey White. God bless Trey. I know he's not listening to this, but I know it's a tough road ahead with the ACL injury. But if anyone can be resilient and get through this, it's you. Can't wait to have you back. But, moving on from that sad news, other than Trey White being out, this is the healthiest we've been in a long time. So I'm looking for our offensive line, especially with Spencer Brown back, who's very tenacious and physical. With that, he's got that bite. I think with them all coming back, I think the physicality won't be an issue, but they got to bring it. We got to get home with 4, and I say that, but I also believe we need to bring somewhat, I already mentioned, somewhat exotic blitzes and throw off Mac Jones from his game, because if you're just letting him throw screen passes and quick little 2 to 10 yard routes, and he's just sitting there comfortable teeing off like boom, 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 he's going to get comfortable, and it's going to be a long day for us. So we got to continuously bring pressure with 4, drop a blitz in there every once in a while with Matt Milano or Tremaine Edmonds or even Jordan Poyer. But at the same time, with Trey being out, Dane Jackson's going to be probably in that role. We don't know anything yet, but he's probably going to be taking Trey's spot, and he might need some help over the top every once in a while. But again, New England isn't the team to really beat you over the top. They kill you with 1,000 paper cuts. That's what they do, and it's worked for them. Next, we got to swarm to the ball and make vicious tackles. We can't let them come to us. We have to be the first one to them. At the point of attack, we have to hit them hard, and you have to gang tackle. Whoever's not hitting them hard has to be trying to punch the ball out and forcing a turnover, because with those short passes, we're going to give it to them, because like I mentioned, that's what our defense does. We give up the short play, we protect the top, and then we make plays. And that's what we're going to be doing the whole day. We're going to be giving up the short routes, but we have to be vicious with the tackling. No more arm tackling like against the Colts. You have to be ready to bring it, and you have to tackle hard. We got to run early and efficiently. And we saw a little bit of that in the Saints game, where we ran early with Matt Breida, and the yards per carry wasn't really indicative of how good the run game was and how efficient it was. But they really showed out early, and then it was able to open up play action, and that's where Josh thrives, is play action and not just being one dimensional where we can't run the ball. And they just like, oh, you're not going to run. I'm not afraid of it. It's going to drop everybody back. When you have that run threat, it really opens everything up, especially with a quarterback like Josh Allen. who's athletic, who's got the strongest arm in the league. When you got the slew of weapons like we got with Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Cole Beasley, Dawson Knox. I mean, the list goes on, really. So definitely got to run early and often. You got to keep the defense honest, and that's the whole point of it. Keep the defense honest, and then you can get into that playbook and not take the deep shots because Bill Belichick's going to drop the cover two and kind of wait for you to get anxious and make that mistake. Try to make that deep pass in the double coverage, and then you got J.C. Jackson back there and McCourty, and that's what he's waiting for. And if you just keep to the plan, keep doing what you did last week, the short passes, it'll move the ball efficiently, and you'll get in a scoring position, and you're smart with the ball, and you're scoring touchdowns. Got to keep the turnovers down. Josh Allen had two picks. One of them was a miscommunication with Diggs. The other one was a great play by Cam Jordan. And he still had 4 touchdown passes, but in this game especially, you can't have any turnovers. We got to be smart with the ball. We got to be physical. And with these keys, I think we could be successful. I know we're the better team. I know New England's a great team. I'm not taking that away from them by any means necessary. But they're a great team, and I think we're an even better team, and it's going to be a heck of a matchup. And I think it's going to be one of the most viewed games in the NFL this year. Besides the Cowboys game on Thanksgiving, I think it had like 36 million watchers. But besides that, this is probably the biggest game in the NFL this year, and I'm so excited to be sitting here after being a fan for about 20 years now. This is actually super competitive Buffalo Bills, New England Patriots football, and I cannot wait for Monday night. Thanks again, guys, for coming in. Thursday, I got a collab going on with my friends from Buffalo Bills Report and Bills Bouncer. You guys know I've did a video with each of them before on their Instagram. I'm bringing them to my channel Thursday at 8:30. So I'll put up another announcement Thursday morning about it. Keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a great time. Continue to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like my content, pre-games, post-games, anything in between. If you got any ideas you want me to talk about, I'm open for everything. I love what I do. Can't do this without you guys. Hope you're enjoying it. Until next time, go Bills.